Hey everybody, and welcome to another Learn to Digitize video. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery and OML Digitizing. And today we're working in Hatch, but actually we're going to be working in Corel. I want everybody to learn a little bit of Corel. It's really going to add to your embroidery. Now I am working in Hatch because Hatch rocks, but Corel Essentials X6 also works with the Janome MBX V5 and apparently the Berninia software. So anybody who has that software can do basically the same thing. We're going to be mostly working in Corel and then we're going to flip over here. So what I've done is I've loaded up Corel and close your Hatch or Janome or Berninia, load up Corel, and when you go ahead and go back in, you get this warning, and this is how you know you've done it properly. Graphics mode, a compatible version of Corel Draw has been detected. So you can go ahead and say, yes, I've already done it, but of course I just took a picture so you guys can see, so you don't have to worry. And what it is just giving it administrative privileges to work when you work with Hatch. So back into Hatch, and we're going to go right here to graphics. And if you're on Janome or Berninia, you just look for, there'll be a button, a new button that appears that you can do. And you just wait a minute and it's going to open up your Corel Essentials. Now, it looks pretty complicated, but we're just going to do a couple of really simple things because there's a lot in here that will make some really cool designs. For example, what we're going to use today is basic vector shapes. Not a big deal, but there's a lot in it. If you click on it and then you go here, there's basic vector shapes. So you have, my favorite to use all the time is the heart. And I just clicked on heart. But if you go here and if you look in the bottom right hand corner, the bottom corner, if you click and hold, you have shapes, arrow, banners, and callouts. And we're going to go through all of them, but let's start off with a shape, and I'm just going to show you super quickly what you can do. We've got the heart, left key, left mouse key, hold it down, and I'm just dragging it out. And just like that, you can make it fat, you can make it skinny, you can make it wide, whatever you need to do. And you let go and you have a heart. Now, the outline on that looks pretty thin. So you go up here, right up here, and this will be the same on everything. It's Corel Essentials. And right here is, we're going to make a thicker line. So let's put it at about 8 points. That might be too thick, so we can do 4 points. That looks just about right. And you have a heart that you can work with just like that. You could, if you wanted to, you could add some colors. We just go over here to fill, and we want a uniform fill because we're using it for digitizing. Let's just pick a color. Oh, why not? That looks good. And it fills it. So how many clicks was that? That wasn't too many. Let's go back to our select key, and we're going to just make this a bit smaller because we're going to put it right here. And now you've got a perfect heart that you can take into whatever software you use and turn it into embroidery, and you've done it all yourself right from scratch. So let's take another look at a different shape. So we're going to hold it down here. Let's try arrows, and you let go, and it doesn't look like anything's changed, but if you look up right here, we've got some arrows to choose from, and there's quite a few different ones here. Let's just pick the first one and hold down the left mouse key, and look, I can stretch it, make it thinner. I can do everything, get it about right about there. And it uses the last setting, so it's already filled it for me, so I don't have to go through that again. I am going to make it a little thicker. No, let's do none on this one. So that's how you do an arrow, and that's really cool. Let's go to shapes here. Let's go to banners. Let's try a banner. Again, didn't look like it did anything, but it changed it all up here. Let's try this one. It's almost like a ribbon. And left click, drag, and look at that. Oh, look at that. Now this one, I do want lines on it. Let's make them kind of thick. How pretty is that? If you want to change the fill, I think you can go here and do it, and we can change it Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's how you do it. So far we've learned that you can do these things quite easily. It's not hard at all. So let's try, what's the last shape? Let's do a call out. That one's kind of fun. Again, didn't look like it did anything. Actually, if you look here on the right, every time I've done something differently, it comes up and it tells you how to draw them. So it's really easy to do. Let's pick one like this. Why not? And left click, hold. Look how it changes when I move it around. And that would be really cute even for a key fob or something funny like that. Or if you're designing something else. Select, let's fill that with something else. Let's do uniform. Let's go into the blues just for fun. And this is how you can change the colors. If you notice, the whole palette changes. Let's do maybe a dark blue, maybe a bit lighter than that. Doesn't really matter because we're going to do it a little bit differently once we get into the embroidery. So let's put a really thick border on that one because it's meant to look cartoony, or I want it to look cartoony. So that's it. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 shapes. Awesome. This is looking good. So right in there, just with those few things, we can create different embroidery designs. They're not embroidery yet, but they will be. Let's go right up to here, and it says rectangle, and if you hold it again there, we have a whole bunch more. Oh my goodness. So we have rectangle, ellipse, polygon, star. Let's do a star. And it's the same thing. Left click, drag, and you have a perfect star. Look at that. Perfect star. Still using my settings from before. And just like that, we have a star. And right there we go. So if you don't want to plot out the star, just go into Corel and do it. It's that easy. So let's try another one. Polygon, why not? Let's try this one, and remember it's up here so we can pick it. And for this one, the polygon, you can pick how many sides, and it does it on the fly. Did you notice that as I have it highlighted and I'm clicking it up, so it changes what we want. If you wanted a diamond shape, a perfect diamond shape, you can either do a square and turn it, or you can do it this way. So all the changes are on the fly. How cool is that? Let's put a border on it. Oh, that one's really thick. That's okay though. Let's make it a little bit thinner just for fun. Go back to my select key. So let's look here what else we have. You can do graph, you can do spirals. The spirals are a bit complicated, so, and they're not as nice as you think, but we can do a whole quick tip video on the spirals. But for now, let's bring all of this into embroidery and give it a second. We can click on whichever ones we want. We're going to do them one at a time. And up here you have a convert button. Convert artwork to embroidery. Now I have this one highlighted, so this is the one that's going to work. I'm going to click on convert. I don't want to tax my machine too much. And look at that. Now we have embroidery, and because we did it in Corel, it's perfect. We really don't have to do anything more. You might want to join that, but other than that, even the lines are perfect. So let's do that again. Let's try that on another one. Let's try, give it a sec. How about the star? Let's highlight the star. So I've selected it, and you can tell because there's a nice bounding box around it. Let's go to convert, and we'll give it a sec. And there we go. Look at our star, just like that. And you can keep switching back and forth for the items that you want. So let's try this one. I see some mistakes in that one, but that's because I made it too thick. But let's try this one and go to convert. Excellent. Does that look good? And I have everything in true view. So the other way you can do it, if you don't want to convert them, you can just go ahead and digitize them just by hand, because they are perfect and it really only takes a couple of clicks. So 1, 2, and I'm just left clicking because they are all straight lines. And your software may not work perfectly exactly the way I've said it, but it should be generally the same. So that is how you can create shapes in Corel and bring them right back into your embroidery program and have them converted right into embroidery. And the embroidery is really good. I think it's really well done. You can do the rest of them, you can play around. And in future videos, because I'm gonna do a whole series on working with Corel, and you can merge them. There's a lot of things you can do. So you can do part of your digitizing in Corel and bring it back into your program. So that is how you create your own artwork here inside Hatch Embroidery and Corel Draw Essentials. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel to let me know you want more videos just like this and you want me to continue the series. Happy digitizing and make your own shapes. Thanks everyone.